Alrighty, welcome back to another video. This is a bit of a different kind of video because this is more of a victory lap. Victory lap for my DTQ, which took me, oh man, it took me 46,999 encounters to complete. So we have Mr. Venusaur, Jurassic the Venusaur, after 3,504 encounters. We have Goldie, which is the first shiny of this DTQ that I got, which is Phase 2 after 1,659 encounters. We have Slasher, the Kabutops, which took me 26,230 encounters. We have Winter, the Articuno, which took me 9,830 encounters. Zip Zappy, the Zapdos, which took me 2,039 encounters. And finally, we have Mewtwo, which is the one I just finished off the DTQ with, after 3,184 random encounters. And, oh man, I just love this team. I really do. You can notice everyone has items. And yeah. Crazy. So yeah, so like I said, this took me a total of 46,999 encounters. When you're including the other phase, which was Weedle before Caterpie showed up, it took me an average of 6,714 encounters across the 7 shinies. So yeah, crazy. But anyways, I'm going to take on the Elite Four, and while I'm taking them on, I'm also going to be talking about different things about the Pokemon, maybe about the hunts, maybe about why I chose the Pokemon, etc., etc. But yeah, we better go challenge them. Ice. Alright, Lorelei, can you stand up against my shiny team? But yeah, so Zippy Zappy. Let's talk about Zippy Zappy. This is a Pokemon that I think Zippy Zappy was the second one. First one I caught on camera, second one that I actually got for the DTQ. And I think one of the things that everyone's asking is, why the legendary birds? Because they don't have the most notable of shinies, especially when compared to other electric types or ice types that could go in their place. And quite simply, it's because this entire team is based off of the original team that I used to get through my very first Leaf Green playthrough. Kind of in between, or after X and Y, I didn't really play too much of the post game. And I didn't really know about shinies at the time, and so I wasn't like thinking about shiny hunting, and I was just not very good at doing the, I forget what it was called, Dexnav? No, Dexnav was Alpha Sapphire Mega Ruby, wasn't it? I don't know, whatever it was to where you could find shinies more often. I was just not good at that. I could not figure it out. I'm still not very good at it, actually. So my parents, because I still wanted to play Pokemon, right? So I was just playing a lot of Pokemon Black, because Pokemon X and Y just did not give me, I don't know, I wasn't as interested. I believe this is before Pokemon Bank came out. I don't believe I had my Black and White team in X and Y yet. And so my parents got me Gen 3 games. And so they got me Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green. And you can probably guess, because they got me all 5 of them, is that they were not legit copies. That's important later. But anyways, during my very first playthrough of Leaf Green, so I think my main playthrough for each of them was Emerald and Leaf Green. I did play through all 5, but my main team were in Emerald and Leaf Green. Those are the teams that I played a lot with. Those are the teams that I leveled up and didn't just complete the story and then move on. And I did go after Zapdos and Articuno, because I was like, no, I'm lazy, right? I'm just gonna get, what was it, Jinx? Goldie here first. I'm just gonna get like these legendaries. Plus, like, I'm a kid, right? Like, legendaries are cool. I've always, like, legendaries in every single game have been part of my playthrough team. The only time that hasn't happened so far is in Scarlet and Violet, because I didn't know that you could get a second legendary for quite some time. And so I was just like, oh, this sucks. Like, I have to not ride my legendary I want to use on my team, so I just didn't use him. He just didn't become part of my team. And by the time I did it, what am I switching into? I don't know. Zip Zappy can take care of it. By the time I figured it out and I actually went and caught it, it was too late. Like, it wasn't ever going to be part of a team. And so it was part of my raiding Pokemon for quite some time, because I didn't have any like fully evolved Pokemon, or not fully evolved, fully leveled up and invested Pokemon yet that could actually be used in raids. So it was just Varidon like the entire time. But so far, that's the only game I haven't used legendaries in. But every other game, especially Leaf Green Fire Red, as you can tell, like 3 of the 6 members are legendaries. And during the next section, I'll talk about something else. Hold on, let's get over to Bruno. Yep, hi Bruno. You get to fight. By the way, I'm not sure if I'm the only one like this, but I like to have like a team structure, which is why I swapped it around in that way. Because I don't know, like I just like to have a team structure, which is why like over on my member list, they're not ordered by when I got them, but instead they're just ordered by a starter. Typically in a normal playthrough, I'll have starter, the main legendary, the early route Pokemon, or just Pokemon that's been with me for a really long time, and then the other 3 members. With any other legendaries being at the very end, or mythicals or whatever. Sometimes I'll have a mythical at the very end. I'll talk about that later though. Let's fight Bruno. Yep, hoo-ha. Alright, so what's very interesting about Slasher is that he was not part of my original Leaf Green DTQ. I actually don't know who was part of my original Leaf Green team, because I'm pretty sure it was just an HM slave. Like, I don't think I actually had a true team member. It was just an HM slave. So, Slasher, so my original goal was just to, whatever random Pokemon I got, if I happened to find a random shiny, then that would be part of it. Which is why if you go back to my earlier videos, instead of seeing Phase 2 for Caterpie, you would see Caterpie and then Weedle. Or, not Weedle, Beedrill is my other team member. But I wasn't really happy with Beedrill. Like, you know, Beedrill's cool, but he's not very strong, especially in this generation. And one of the things I really wanted to do was really just transform him up and, like, see his Mega Evolution. But he had, like, worst attack. I think he even had, like, a negative attack nature, and that's really the only thing Beedrill's good for. He just wasn't a very good Pokemon, right? I didn't want to have, like, 2 worthless Pokemon. And so instead, I was like, well, I like this green. Like, what? I was looking through the different shinies. I was like, oh, Kabutops, that's an awesome shiny. I'll just get that one instead. I kind of like that anyways. And so I did. And so now, you know, I chose Kabutops. So it's almost my original team. And like I said, I don't even remember what my last team member was in my original playthrough. Because, like, there's just a HM slave. It could have been a Raticate. It could have been a Nidoking, you know, I really don't know, because they just had the very basic, like, cut, surf, whatever. So whatever Pokemon can learn all those moves, that's what it was. It doesn't matter. But, yeah. So anyways, going back on the legendaries. Hold on, I messed up. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so 3 legendaries. Now, the other question you might be asking is, why Kabutops? Why not Moltres? And that's a pretty good question. And it's because I don't really like Moltres very much, especially a shiny. I actually hate a shiny. You know, I know that everyone's like, oh, pink shinies aren't that bad. And they're not, actually. You know, there are some really nice pink shinies. But when you talk about Moltres, it's not a good shiny. It's not. It's not a good pink shiny. It's not a good shiny in general. It is my worst enemy. I don't like him at all. Absolutely, I just don't like shiny Moltres. I don't really like Moltres in general. And Moltres is my least favorite of the legendary birds. The only time Moltres has ever beaten out, like come ahead in any of the legendary birds, is Galarian. I do really like Galarian Moltres. But just Moltres in general, horrible, horrible shiny. So yeah, so that's why instead of it just being 3 legendary birds and a Mewtwo, well, that would just be, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of nice having like half my team being actual Pokemon and then the other half being legendaries, compared to like a Venusaur, a Caterpie, and then just all the legendaries. But yeah, that's why Kabuto tops. All right, Agatha. Which Pokemon do I have a cool story about that can actually fight Agatha? You have Levitate in this game. You can't affect her at all. And probably you. I guess I can use Winter. I'm not going to be talking about Winter at all, though. Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's do Mewtwo. Alright, now, here's another question I might be asking. Andrew, you keep on saying playthrough team, but you can't even get Mewtwo until the post-game. And you must know this because you're fighting the Elite Four and they're having their rematch teams and not their, you know, original playthrough teams. And I would say you are absolutely 100% correct. But I don't care. You know, it's kind of how I was mentioned before, like, the main legendary is typically part of my team. Even if I can't, like, use them as part of the main playthrough, they usually just replace whatever HM slave, especially in the older games. And in the newer games, honestly, it's a bit harder. I believe in Sun and Moon, who did I replace? I don't remember who I replaced, but I typically replace just someone who, like, I barely use, or, like, is always needing help, something like that. Like, I just don't use them as often. And sometimes, like, it's very interesting, because until Scarlet and Violet, like, I really did. I don't remember who was part of my Sword and Shield team, who I replaced with Zacian. Who did I replace? Sometimes, though, I'll, like, purposely, like, choose a Pokemon, like, hey, you're gonna be the replacement. It does not matter. Like, anything doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You're going to be a replacement. And so I don't use them very often, so they're typically underleveled. And then they're just replaced, and I don't get attached to them because I purposely don't use them. And it really has just been that way ever since, and holy crap. I know Caterpie sucks, but dang, that's a choice band tackle right there. Well, slowly but surely. And actually, while we're on this team member, because Goldie's not going to be doing anything for any of the fights ahead, why Caterpie? Why not, like, anyone else? Or even a Butterfree, at least. Like, why Caterpie of all Pokemon? And the reason goes back over to when my parents first got me those 5 games, and it's because Caterpie was my very first shiny. So when my parents got me those games, when I was playing through Leaf Green for the very, very first time, I was wandering through Meridian Forest, question mark? Or whatever that forest is called, I don't remember. I was wandering through that forest. It was like just after I got Pokeballs, and I found a shiny Caterpie. Absolutely blew my mind. And like I said, at this point, like, I knew what shinies were, but it wasn't very good. Like, I wasn't trying to get them. I was very bad at doing the methods in X and Y, and so I was just like, nah, I'll just not do it, right? Like, that's fine, right? I don't need shinies. And one of my friends at the time, my Pokemon friends, was like, oh yeah, like, he has some shinies, but he's like, no, like, shinies are just useless, right? Like, they're just different colored. Usually they're weaker. It's like, why get shinies, right? And so I kind of followed the same mindset. Like, yeah, you know, they're rare, but like, they're just different colors. But then I found one. And then I was very excited. I wanted that Caterpie. I called my dad, and he was at work, and then I was, like, talking to him, trying to catch it. I don't remember how many Pokeballs I had, but I think it broke out of, like, the first Pokeball or two until it finally caught. And I was just over the moon. I was so happy to find that shiny Caterpie. And when Pokemon Bank, question mark? Is that how you get Pokemon Black and White up to X and Y? I'm pretty sure it's Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Transporter came out. I was like, oh yeah, I want to transfer my entire team really, but especially that shiny Caterpie all the way up. And so I borrowed a Gen 4 game from my cousin, and it would not read the game because it was fake. It wouldn't read it. It was fake. And so I was like, oh no. I like shocked, right? And so I kept it for quite some time. I knew like there was hacking ways, but I was like, I think I downloaded PK Hex at the time. And then I was like, wait, how am I supposed to get the game onto the computer? That doesn't make any sense. And I could not figure it out. Because we had very restricted internet access at the time. And so I couldn't just look up a YouTube video. I guess I could have, because I guess I downloaded it just fine, but I didn't think about it. And so I was just like, well, I guess, I don't know. And then I had, one of my friends was like, oh yeah, well, there's a way you can generate Pokemon in Black and White. And so they tried to do that, and it's like, it wouldn't work because, you know, it got shut down, the website they were using. And so it's like, oh, well, you know, that kind of sucks. And so I think I sold the game when I first got my legit copy of Leaf Green. So I sold all 5 games of those fake games, and so that way I could use that money to get some legit games. And I think it was Leaf Green and Ruby that I got. But yeah, so that's why it's a Goldie. Oh, another reason why as well, it's a Caterpie, right? Because during my playthrough, when I first found this Caterpie, I named it Goldie when I first caught it because it was golden, right? I'm a brilliant name teller or name giver. But then I was like, oh wait, what if it doesn't evolve gold? Like what's Butterfree's shiny? So I looked up Butterfree shiny and I was like, it's purple? Or it's like, I don't remember what I first thought. It was like, oh, that's not golden. Why would I want that? Stupid non-golden Butterfree. And so I just never evolved it. I think I even trained it up to level 100. I think Caterpie was like one of my first level 100 Pokemon. Aside from my Black and White team, which was my very first Pokemon to get up to level 100, the entire team that. Goldie was like my 7th. It was like level 100. And so, yeah. So that's why I have a Caterpie. That's why it's staying a Caterpie, is because it stayed a Caterpie in the first time I played through. And that's also why it's named Goldie. It's the exact same Caterpie. And actually, interestingly enough, they're both females. The one I first caught and this one that I caught, female. Alright, let's talk about Shinies. I did not understand. I forgot he the Legend of Gyarados. Let's go back into Zip-Zap. If you go back to my older videos, especially the one explaining where I found, or where I got Caterpie, you'll notice that when I change everyone shiny, Venusaur stays the same. That's a weird choice, right? And it's because, like I said, when I first started this hunt, the thing I didn't want to shiny hunt. Like, that's crazy, right? I think at this time I was shiny hunting in Sword and Shield, but it was all method, right? It was the knockout method, it was Masuda method. I got a lot of shinies through Masuda method. But it was, none of them were full odds. And I did not want to do full odds. I was like, that's crazy. I'm not doing full odds, right? But I can do Caterpie on the side. I can do Caterpie like an hour before I go to bed every single night. And that's what I did. And that'll be the only shiny on my team. Well, then I saw the shiny sprites for Articuno and Zapdos. So I was like, oh, Caterpie went by pretty quick. I guess I can include them into my, like, shiny as well. Then I was like, wow, it'd be kind of weird if Mewtwo was the only non-shiny legend. And it has a pretty nice shiny as well. So I'll throw in Mewtwo as well. And I was like, oh, but Bulbasaur, I don't know. And so I looked it up. I looked up Shiny Bulbasaur videos. And let me see if I can find it real quick. Shiny Bulbasaur. Yeah, it was Sonic's video. I think it was Sonic's video. And Your Fried Bread are the very first, the two top videos that I see on YouTube right now. And they're 29,000 resets, 17,000 resets. I was like, no way. If Bulbasaur is gonna be like that, I'm not gonna do it, right? Because I found Caterpie after like 2 weeks. I'm not gonna be spending much longer trying to find Bulbasaur. Because I honestly, like Venusaur, I was like, it's not that cool of a shiny, right? Like, you know, it's a little bit nice. It's not like, it's that cool. So, for the longest time, it just wasn't gonna be a shiny. Even when I started recording, because I started recording after I got Rayquaza. Or because I wanted to go after Rayquaza. So after I got Rayquaza, and I lost it, and I wanted to reclaim it, I was like, okay, I'll start a YouTube channel. And my brother, Joshua the 5th, you can find him on, he started his own YouTube channel before I did. And I was like, okay, well, if he's gonna go do it, I can jump on the bandwagon, and I can do shiny hunts, right? I can show my shiny hunt journey, and the big one will be reclaiming shiny Rayquaza. But then I was like, oh, I might as well also do this Leaf Green DTQ Dream Team quest. So I knew what Dream Team quest was at this point, but I was like, but it's just a dream team. It doesn't need to be shiny. There's nowhere in the rules saying it needs to be shiny, which is technically true. But like, obviously, like, you're gonna want it to be shiny. And so after a while, I don't remember when it was, at what point I was like, let's just make everyone shiny. It might have been after, I don't remember, I really don't. But at some point I was like, I actually researched and looked into the hunt, and I was like, you know what? I'll do shiny Bulbasaur. And so now now I did it. Which is also why Bulbasaur was one of the very last hunts that I did. It's just because he wasn't like, it was not on my radar at all, because I just was looking at other people getting it at such high numbers, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. But then as I got more games and I started doing more shiny hunts, and I actually started looking into like what that hunt of Bulbasaur would entail, I was like, yeah, you know what, let's just go do it. And honestly, I'm really glad I did, because now I can have a full team of shinies. But yeah, now let's become champion. Most powerful trainer in the world? I bet. Shiny, yes! Woo! Shiny Bulbasaur! Alright. Evolution time. Into the glorious shiny Venusaur. Look at that. Actually, something else is very interesting. You'll notice I have some moves that I put on moves. I was trading them in between like fully completed games and that kind of stuff, just so that we can get them movesets that like I might have not been able to get because they're tutors or post-game tutors or whatever like that. So like Jurassic just had Sludge Bomb for a really long time, just cause, you know. I was trading them in between, making sure they got that moveset. Which is one thing I do have against Gen 3, is that it is really difficult to get some movesets on some Pokemon. Alright, Goldie, this is going to be your only chance to shine. It's because Caterpie was my very first shiny. I was wandering through that forest. It was like just after I got Pokeballs, that I found a shiny Caterpie. Absolutely blew my mind. And then I was very excited. I wanted that Caterpie. I called my dad, and he was at work, and then I was like talking to him, trying to catch it. I don't remember how many Pokeballs I had, but I think it broke out of like the first Pokeball or two, and he until it finally caught. And I was just over the moon. I was so happy to find that shiny Caterpie. Even Alakazam should be able to fall to your tackle. I believe in you. Oh, reflect. Well, can you at least do half? Oh no! Oh no! Goldie! Goldie, please! At least you survived! Oh no! Oh no! This did not go according to plan. Poor Goldie. The one time Goldie could have done something. Shiny! Holy frick! Holy crap! Shiny Mewtwo! Alright, normal Ditto. Shiny Mewtwo.
It's gonna turn into a shiny Mewtwo. It's not gonna be normal Ditto for long.
Gyarados. Or Gyarados can't survive against Zip Zappy. Okay guys, we are traveling, so I couldn't record while hunting, but I just found shiny Zapdos. Nah, you're not surviving. Right on. These nuts. But yeah, no, I just love all these Pokemon. Shiny! Oh my gosh! Shiny Kabuto! Finally! Holy crap! Shiny Kabuto! Finally! Oh my god! There we go! Evolution! Oh, it looks so good. Here is Shiny Kabutops. Twister. Of magic. Oh, shiny Articuno! Oh, look at that beautiful! That is beautiful! Okay. Oh, it's beautiful. On his last Pokemon already, huh? I thought he had 6 Pokemon. Am I crazy? For 6? Oh wait, did I just miscount? Am I using more Pokemon? Huh, maybe I am. Survive, Jurassic! Oh, okay. I was like, ooh, maybe you won't. You also have leftovers? Oh. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that. Oh my gosh. Classic. This is gonna be such a classic Pokemon end if Jurassic can pull this off. Alright, Jurassic, if he wakes up this turn, you're gonna go down. There's no denying it. But I believe in you. Oh no! He cheated. The fool. Not really. He's not a fool. I was the fool for believe. I was thinking like, oh, maybe I should go for sleep powder. Ah, ha, ha, ha. All right, now we have to hope he misses, cause yeah. Okay, well, it was close, Jurassic. Good job. Yep. Cool. We'll finish this with Mewtwo then. I would with Goldie, but not only would he be outsped, but he's also dead. So. Should I Fire Punch him to death? How much could Fire Punch do? I really thought Fire Punch would be used more. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna... Never mind, I'm just gonna Slide Kick him. Keep on forgetting he actually has items. I was like, yeah, I'll beat him in his own game, but no, this is too hard. I'm not doing this. Die. Bow down before the most powerful Pokemon! Mewtwo! That can't be! You beat me at my very best! Rain is over already? Love and trust. And I definitely love my Pokemon. All my shiny Pokemon. Trust? I mean... Pick a member, because Goldie... Goldie's the mascot. You know, he doesn't really pull his own weight, but, you know, he's a mascot. He can do his own thing. He's cute. Alright guys, that'll be everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. This is definitely something different than just shiny hunts, but you know, I think it was a lot of fun. And I hope you guys all have a good shiny luck with your own hunts. I'll see you next time, but don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new hunts I'm going to be doing. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.